Hello everybody, Mixed Physics here, up with a new video. Today we are going to talk about the six-pack, what you need to do in order to have it visible, and how to train the ab muscles in the best possible way to make them look best possible. Before we start off, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will provide informational and motivational content every week. If you want an easy education about basic training principles and want to make training a lifestyle, my channel will help with that. Also follow my Instagram account for daily fitness content. Here you can follow lifts I do, get informational training posts related to practical application, and get training motivation. Link in the description. So let's start off. Good looking abs is probably the most attractive muscle group males can have. You look aesthetic, you look fit, you have a beach body, and you might attract women. The truth is that you need a somewhat low body fat to have your abs visible. However, you need to build your abs like you build all other muscle groups. You need to execute hypertrophy, focused isolation exercises on them. When the abs are revealed, they will look much better when you have done right executed resistance training on them. In this video, I will go through what body fat you need to be at in order to have your abs visible, and what ab exercises actually are effective for building the muscles. First, the body fat percentage you have needs to be relatively low. You need to be at around 16% or below for the 4 upper abs to be fully visible. This sounds quite high, but in most communities, a person at around 15% looks really good. 15% is actually lean, and many high-performance sport athletes are actually in this range. If you just want to look good for the average person, you can aim for this body fat range for the upcoming summer or the end of your upcoming diet. Here you have some pictures of me around this body fat range. This was my summer body of 2017. Here you have 2 shoots that were probably more like 16 to 17. If you want to have an impressive physique for the fitness industry, then you need to dig a bit lower. Generally, the body fat numbers of 10 to 14 is known as the beach lean range. Here you have some pictures of me in this category. This was from the last summer, and it's the range I am in at the moment. This is my all-time low body fat, and it's definitely at the lower end of this range. A conservative estimate for my body fat at these times would be 10 to 11. I had a 73 centimeter waist at these times. Generally, a good guideline is that you need to be at 11% or below for the fat on your lower abs to be burned off. Most of the body fat you burn at between 12 to 15% is fat on your lower back and on your obliques. Remember this. So don't expect your lower abs to be fully visible just after your upper abs pop out. This will take time, but trust the process and don't give up. To get an absolute insane level of leanness and crazy deep cut abs, you need to get below 10% body fat. If you want to look like Jeff Side, you need to be in this range. Being around 8% is the spot to be for fitness athletes, fake natties, and world-known bodybuilders. However, if you are not competing in any shows or aiming for any sick photo shot, you most likely don't need to get to these levels. And to mention the important body fat levels should be visually interpreted. Body fat numbers and tests give just so much false information. I have actually made a video about this topic, and a link to it is in the description. I have several video ideas about body fat misinformation in order to educate my audience about the truth of this topic. So if you have taken a test that claims you have 13% body fat, but you have less visible abs than I have on these pictures, then you are over 16% body fat. Use visual variables, and I can recommend the video from Vitruvian Physique to getting a good idea of what your real body fat is. Link also in description. So you choose what range you want to aim for, figure out where you are right now and where you want to be, and find a realistic time frame to do this fat loss transformation. This will not be how to do a shredding diet video. I will do one at some point. I'll just give some essential tips. For losing 1 kilogram of body fat, you need to over time be in a calorie deficit of 7,000. Distributing this to, for example, 14 days will be a 500 calorie deficit every day. If you are at 20% body fat and you want to get to 14%, and the amount of fat you need to lose is 5 kilograms, you need to lose 35,000 calories. Distributing this to 70 days of a 500 calorie deficit, 3 months will be a good time frame to do this body composition change. You will probably need some refeeds or diet breaks, meaning days where you bring your calories back to maintenance again to optimize your shredding diet. So enough of that. The point of this video is how to build up the optimized abdominal muscles. The kind of ab work you should not focus on is ab exercises that are more focused on the mobility of the abs, like exercises you can do anywhere by just body weight. These exercises are really difficult to overload, and you will over time manage to do over 30 repetitions in order to go to failure. These are actually not building abs in the right way. Just to give basic theoretic information about muscle growth. The rep range for hypertrophy specific training is somewhere between 4 and 30 repetitions, ideally between 10 and 25 reps. And it will be difficult to do these exercises with maximal effort, as the main condition for muscle growth is doing a set with 0 to 4 repetitions from failure. You should neither rely on only doing compound lifts like squats and deadlifts, even though abs are activated in these exercises, and this might induce soreness into your core and abdominal muscles. For the first, these exercises are static holds for your abs, meaning they are not contracting the abs properly. Even though you train your back doing deadlifts, you need to do rowing movements for building a good back, because the deadlift is a static hold for your back. For the second, only doing heavy compound exercises is not optimal for growing any kind of muscles. For most people, it is not enough to just squat for growing big legs. You need to do leg extensions and leg presses in addition for growing best possible legs. You need to do hypertrophy specific exercises on your abs in addition to the compound lifts, training them indirectly. So what are actually these hypertrophy specific exercises? I will in this video show the 6 ab exercises I execute on a weekly basis. 3 of these exercises are specific to fully activate the midsection, and 3 of these exercises are specific to hit the obliques in the best possible way. These exercises are going to be wheel rollouts, wood choppers, leg raises, floor wipers, dragonflies, and side bends. So let's start with wheel rollouts. This is the holy grail to activate the upper abs. You need an ab wheel, or if you don't have access to any, you can try to do this with dumbbells. I will recommend to have your knees on some kind of soft surface. I don't have here, so this is actually not optimal for my knees. You just do as I do on the video. Stand on your knees, start with your upper body upright, keep your arms straight, with the wheel just below your upper body. Drive the wheel forward and back in the motion as I do here. Your upper body should be in a parallel position with the floor in the end of the motion. If you don't manage to do the full range of motion, you can do half reps. Make sure to keep your posture upright and that the glutes follow your back. Make sure to flex your upper abs to make sure it's the main driving force doing this lift, and don't bring in your lats or triceps doing this exercise. That will only take away the tension on your abs. On these last reps, I work on keeping my form as tight as possible. Next exercise is the wood choppers. This is a great way to build strength in your obliques. Just grab a cable, step a few steps away from the machine in the direction where you want to do the rotation. Use a wide stance. You don't want to keep your feet close together, and bring the cable to the other side of your body. Make sure to keep your arms straight the entire motion and make the motion circular. Your obliques should be the main driving force for the motion, and make sure you use your midsection, not your upper body or arms to drive the weight. Make sure you don't use momentum to get the weight from A to B. You need to work your obliques the entire motion. When you have gone to technical failure, just do the same movement for the opposite side, doing some unilateral work, training one side as the main driving force and the other side as the supplementary muscles. It's a great way to build symmetric strength in your body. Then we have hanging leg raises, which is a really good way to train your lower abs. You should grab a straight bar, start with your legs in a dead hang, and drive them up towards your hands. Make sure that you use your abs to lift up your legs at the bottom position, and that you can contract them properly at the top of the movement. Many people do knee raises, only lifting up their knees, but this is not as efficient as you don't do as big range of motion as here. Get your feet as close as possible to the bar at the top and have your abs flexed in a neutral position at the bottom. Continue to do repetitions until the form is difficult to maintain. Next exercise is a really overlooked exercise. I almost never see anybody doing it, and I do it every week. It's floor wipers, and it's an excellent way to build up strength in your obliques. You need to have a barbell, some plates, dumbbells, or any kind of weight in your hands just above your upper body as stabilizing weight. Then you drive your legs from left to right in a rotational motion, as I do here. Make sure you use your obliques to steer your legs from side to side. You should feel the stretch in your obliques in both sides on all rotations. Do this until you start to fatigue and the speed of your rotations start to slow down. Then we have a little bit different variation of leg raises, but here you grab the top of an incline bench, not a pull-up bar. This is called dragonflies. Keep your back and hips at the bench and start with your legs in a dead hang. Here you should feel your abs being stretched. Bring up your legs with driving force from your abs and get a contraction on your abs at the top of the movement. Squeeze properly at the top and elevate your hips slightly from the bench here. Control your legs the entire movement. This is quite a similar movement as the leg raises, but here you don't need a fixed bar. The last exercise of the day is side bends with dumbbells. This is often a criticized exercise, somebody claiming this doesn't activate your obliques properly. I couldn't disagree more. This is actually a really good hypertrophy builder on your obliques, and it's an exercise that really allows for progressive overload. So just grab a dumbbell in your hand and stretch your upper body towards that side and drive it back up. Make sure you stretch your midsection and not hips. You want to activate your obliques. I like to keep the other hand behind my head to put a little bit more load on your midsection. As this is a unilateral movement, you should also do this for the other side. So, including these exercises, or just some of them, into your training routine will improve your ab training really well. These will be really good for developing maximally good-looking, blocky abs. Just remember that abs are revealed through getting to a low body fat and by diet, and you need to maintain these percentages to keep them visible. These exercises are just used in order to optimize the look of the abs. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. For example, do you feel you need to train your abs? What ab exercises are you doing? Are you doing any of these 6 exercises? Don't forget to subscribe. Here you will get informational content, right practical application for your training, and how to make training your lifestyle. Watch some of my other videos. Here you have a natty or not on 7 athletes in the fitness industry. Here you have a basic video about body fat misinformation. Thanks for watching. Mr. Physics signing out.